It's time for local stories from across the East. Local food. Local fashion. Local businesses. This is your home for local. This is the East's Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina CW.
So it's like beef or chicken or seafood. Well, I mean, beef, chicken, or seafood. I mean, well, you know, that's beef, chicken. Oh, hey everybody. Welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I'll be your tour guide on this adventure across the East. I am working on a menu for this evening. More on that later in the show. Hope your day's off to a great start so far. Boy, we have a lot in store for you. But before any of that, let me tell you how you can find the show really quickly. The WNCT.com website, under the download tab, is where you can watch this or any episode. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the East Daily Download hashtag. And if you'd like to email us, you can do that as well. Email questions to Angie Casada for Q&A with AQ. And one other great way to get this show, the WNCT mobile app that you can get from Google Play or the App Store. Download it. We have a link on there, and you can watch the show on the go anywhere you are. Anywhere. I mean, you could be here, you could be there, you could be anywhere and watch the show. Okay, as I mentioned, we've got a big show in store for you, so let's take a look at what's on today's episode. We'll have a new real estate roundup. We've got a new Ion Entertainment. Part 4 of our interview with the founders and owners of Whirligig Stages coming your way. And if all that wasn't enough, WNCT 9 on your side and Eastern North Carolina CW 10 o'clock anchor Angie Casada joins us and introduces us to a child looking for a loving home. Let's meet him. And I need to keep working on my menu. We'll be back.
A good book.
Twilight, I'm reading the series right now. I'm on the 3rd book.
And The Sun.
It's just, I don't know, it relaxes me. It just takes my mind off of things.
Are the little things Lexi enjoys the most. And although we met outdoors,
I hate outdoors, I'll tell you that. It disgusts me.
Lexi considers herself a girly girl. Lexi prides herself on her work ethic.
And because I have good grades, A's and B's, most of the time it's all A's. So, I mean, yeah.
So you like school?
Yeah, I love it.
Really? What's your favorite subject?
Math and reading.
What would you say is something that makes you really happy?
Family. Like a nice family figure. Like going out to eat with the family, like having dinner together, doing activities together. Someone that loves, supports you, and is there for you whenever you really need them, you know?
Lexi believes if she doesn't find her family soon, things will only get harder.
Lexi, you're 13 years old. Why is it so important that you find your forever family?
Because all of the past 8 years, I've been without one, moving from foster home, group home to group home. I'm just ready to stick with one family.
Through no fault of her own, Lexi was forced to have to grow up with a tough past that made her feel
very lonely and upset, like no one cared. See, I'm used to being let down, you know? Like, get my hopes up, then drops, you know?
So why is it so important that you find this family?
Because I need someone on my side, you know? Like, I need someone there to love me and, like, not say, oh, you made a mistake, goodbye, you know?
But no matter what, Lexi says she'll never lose sight of who she is.
If they take me in, love me for me, not me trying to be someone else. I'm Lexi. And that's all I'm gonna be is Lexi.
Something funny starts to happen when you push yourself forward 5-second decisions at a time. Your life changes. So the 5-second rule is a universal law. Here it is. The moment you have an instinct to do something, you got to move within 5 seconds or your brain will talk you out of it. My whole life changed 11 years ago when I decided to launch myself out of bed like a rocket.
Yes! Yes!
And I went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and stood up. And that one 5-second decision changed my entire life. Change comes down to a choice, not the big choices, actually the little ones, the ones that happen 5 seconds at a time. The Mel Robbins Show is not a show, it's an experience where you start to understand what's holding you back, and more importantly, you take that next step toward getting the life that you want and the life that you deserve.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with chicken, and broccoli, peas, or lima beans, or maybe carrots. Maybe broccoli and peas. Oh, hey everybody, welcome back to the East Daily Download. I am still working on the menu for this evening. John, what do you think? Broccoli, peas, or those are day-old nachos from yesterday. What are those even still doing here? Those aren't probably very good anymore. You should probably throw those out. He's now eating them. Okay, well, whatever. So I'm working on a menu for this evening. I'll explain that a little bit later. Still to come today, we have a new real estate roundup. We also have a new entertainment. But right now, I was lucky enough to sit down, as we've been showing all week, with Jason and Alana, the owners and founders of Whirligig Stage. Let's check in with part 4 of our conversation with them and hear what they had to say about the theater.
Being in the tent, I think at the time we second-guessed ourselves a lot, but like looking back, I wouldn't say it was wholly positive, but I mean, when, you know, we have to evacuate the tent in the middle of a performance, or when we had to chip icicles off the inside of the tent during a snowstorm. We have a lot of stories like that. Then there was also a moment when we like knew the tent was coming down, and it was like, oh wow, it's over. That stage of the theater is over.
Do you miss some elements of that?
I think I miss the way that it started to build the community, and there's definitely nostalgia, and we have audiences that come in all the time and say, I saw a show in the tent, and we've always joked about getting t-shirts that say like, I survived the tent. So it was kind of the ultimate bonding experience, both for our performers and our audiences, because it's an experience unlike any other.
Well, we are actually zoned as an outdoor theater with indoor facilities, so we are required to do some shows outside. But we'll always have some outdoor aspect to the work that we do. This is its own thing, and it's very much locally, you know, grown, and to come together in that makeshift space and to figure it out with nothing.
On the other side, it also sort of began to train our audiences for what they could expect from us. We're really like showing our audiences how many different ways you can make theater, or entertain, or come together to like start discussions, because we're doing something nobody has done here. Well, it's like Jason said, we always feel like our work is never done. Yeah. So, but now we know that the next project is an opportunity. It is just about how can we use what we have even better the next time, or what are some things that we haven't utilized yet that are available to us. And I get really excited about finding different ways to create that.
Watch 9 on Your Side News anywhere, anytime with Live Stream 9.
Wayne Security, move! Hey.
Yeah, don't push that. You don't want to do that.
What are you doing? How the hell did you even get in here?
You're not supposed to know what's down there.
So I have this thing with rolls?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Bad woman.
Test scores are in for students nationwide, and parents and educators are not happy with the report card.
Today, I would say we're declining, particularly in math, demonstratively, in a way that I think causes concern.
Since 2017, the National Assessment of Education Statistics says scores have dropped for 8th graders in math and reading.
So I'm gonna write.
During the past 10 years, many schools have used Common Core, a set of national educational standards sold as the silver bullet to student achievement. On the front lines of the classroom, Common Core increased student testing and teacher evaluations.
Well, it's a call for research for policymakers to take a concerted, thoughtful look at what is happening in our country.
Wednesday's report card also shows the gap has grown wider between most and least competent students.
Our 10th and 25th percentile students are dropping faster.
But Mississippi is a bright spot. The state, which had a large number of underperforming students, is now #1 for gains in 4th grade reading and math.
We've doubled down on professional development for all of our pre-K through grade 3 teachers and administrators on how to teach the foundational skills of reading.
Educators hope what's happening in Mississippi can be replicated nationwide. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with chicken, broccoli, and peas. Now, do I do croissants or rolls? I mean, rolls maybe. Oh, hey everybody, welcome back to the East Daily Download here on Eastern North Carolina CW. Or if you're watching online, you're watching on WNCT.com under the download tab, or you could be watching at the WNCT mobile app. Now, you can get this great app at the App Store or Google Play. Once you get it, there's a little tab. You can watch the show on the go anywhere you are. So I highly recommend that. We still have a lot of show to come. We have a new real estate roundup for you. And we also have a new Ion Entertainment. And I'm going to get back to trying to figure out the menu for this evening, and I'll explain that a little bit later. So enjoy Ion Entertainment. We'll be back.
The marvelous Mrs. Maisel and her manager go on a cross-country comedy tour in the upcoming season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. The new trailer reveals the highs and lows the duo face on their adventure.
I am not a prostitute. I'm a comic. Is there a difference? Yes. Prostitutes get paid more.
Hilarious. You should go into comedy.
I did.
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel Season 3 premieres on Amazon Prime Video December 3rd. Harvard will honor Queen Latifah for her contributions to Black history and culture. The school's Hutchins Center for African and African American Research is honoring the entertainer and 5 others next week with the W.E.B. Du Bois Medal. The award is named for a civil rights pioneer who became the first Black student to earn a doctorate from Harvard.
Hello, Patty. Hello, lunch.
Robert Downey Jr. talks to the animals in the latest remake of Dr. Dolittle. This time, the story takes a twist into Victorian times, where the widowed Dr. Dolittle and his menagerie of animals embark on a journey to find a cure for an ailing queen. Dolittle arrives in theaters in January. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
With the dreaded cold and flu season fast approaching, many Americans with fevers, coughs, and runny noses will be forced to make a decision: go to work sick or stay at home.
I've gone to work in all kinds of conditions, almost with maybe something broken.
New research from the staffing firm Account Temps finds 90% of employees admit they've come to the office with cold or flu symptoms. Most of those who went into work say they did so because they had too much work on their plate, didn't want to use their sick time, or felt pressure from their employer to come in.
When you think about, there are more jobs than skilled talent, it is conceivable that individuals do go to work because of limited resources within that company, as well as tight deadlines for the job that they have.
Among the 28 U.S. cities in the study, Charlotte, Miami, Austin, Chicago, and Cincinnati are the top 5 where employees show up sick.
If you're not feeling well and you're coughing and sneezing, it's not a good way to take care of other people.
According to the study, bosses should also set the example when sick by taking time off and encouraging employees to work from home.
The last thing you want is to prolong your recovery, but you don't want to get your colleagues sick as well.
Researchers also suggest workers who feel sick think twice before pushing themselves too hard.
Stay home, get better, stay home.
No sense of guilt.
Nah.
They say the key is to relax, rest, and recharge. Sukanya Krishnan, CBS News, New York.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome back to Alex and Sarah from the Humane Society of Eastern Carolina. We have a double feature today. Who are we starring?
This is Simon. He's about 6.5 years old, gorgeous tabby. And then we have Rita, who's about 4 years old.
Awesome. And they're rather large cats, too. A lot of love to give.
Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. We have a
Cute.
lot of adult cats at the Humane Society right now, so they're all super deserving of good, loving homes.
They are a handful, but they are the sweetest cats that you've ever seen. Super loving. If you're interested in any more information about these two lovers, you can head on over to hsccarolina.org.
No one knows who she is, what planet she's from.
There is no hiding from midnight.
I'm Supergirl, and I don't hide from anything.
Supergirl.
Watch 9 on Your Side News anywhere, anytime with Live Stream 9.
Mike Walsh owns this beautiful, nearly 100-year-old home just a few blocks from Balboa Park. The old owner had a boat, which the Walshes do not.
It was a huge garage, and we had a bunch of space in it, so we thought we'd try to convert it into something a little bit more useful.
They hit on the idea of taking some of the garage space and turning it into a small apartment. They worried about permits and building codes, but it turns out the process was much easier than they expected.
Yeah, the city was willing to work with us in coming up with a solution.
They hired Greg Cantor's company to do the design.
So we were able to engineer this existing building to turn it into a rental unit with a full bathroom and a little kitchenette.
Cantor says converting garages into ADUs, nicknamed granny flats, is becoming easier. In fact, the city of San Diego is encouraging it by wiping out some of the fees and regulations involved. A city spokesperson tells me there's already been a big uptick in ADU applications this year, and he estimates about 20% of them are garage conversions.
They're not always directly for rental, but I think the upside of it all is creating more rental space in San Diego County because there's a shortage and housing is very expensive.
Of course, converting a garage won't be practical for many homeowners, but Walsh says it's at least worth considering for some.
Doing something like this is completely affordable. I think obviously the long-term goal is going to increase your property value.
In North Park, Jeff Lasky, 10 News.
Representing my country. That was, for me, the best thing I could ever experience. Being able to wear the Stars and Stripes, hearing the national anthem play, and just the competitiveness of it. That's what really made me who I was. I was a machine. I wanted to get into the water and just beat anybody I possibly could. So I do miss it, but honestly, for me now, being able to channel my energy in a different direction where we're spending more time with water conservation, learn to swim, and mental health. These things are all massive parts of my life. And I know there are a lot of people that are going through issues, whether it's with mental health or learn to swim, and I want to try to save as many lives as I possibly can.
The long forecast, the 7-8 day forecast, that's what I like to see. That lets me know ahead of time what the weather's going to be like. Jerry does a good job. He lets you know when something is finna transpire. I have the app on my phone and the radar on my phone so I can keep up with that. It helps me know when the storm is coming up and what the weather's going to be like and what's bad. One moment I really appreciated was when Hurricane Florence was about, and the way Jerry really let you know what was going to happen. That was one moment that made my decision for us to leave town at that time. Because in Craven County, we got hit bad. And Jerry really emphasized how strong the storm surge was going to be, how much wind we was going to have, how much damage was expected. So that gave us the determination to leave town. So that was one of the great moments, I believe, was with Jerry's forecast of Hurricane Florence. I just want to say y'all continue to do what you're doing.
Okay, John, so what I've got is chicken with broccoli and peas, rolls, and mashed potatoes, garlic mashed potatoes to be specific. Okay, so it is National Men Make Dinner Day. It should probably be dinner night because it's at night as opposed to the day, but that's semantics. I'm creating a menu to make dinner for my wife tonight, so hopefully she'll enjoy that. I love cooking, so I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone back here again tomorrow on the East Daily Download. Thank you as always for joining us. Don't forget WNCT mobile app. You can watch the show on the go anywhere you are. And again, we appreciate you joining us, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Friday, when we hit the road for the next edition of the East Daily Download, we'll be at the Stellar Art Showcase in Raleigh with a special interview and performance with rap artist Sean Kidd. We'll also sit down with Jason and Alana, the owners of Whirligig Stage, in the final part of our Conversations With series. We've also got a new Fashion Friday, so join us on Friday for an all-new The East Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina CW.